Hello there, my name is Bendre Thompson and you're welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a recap of Never Have I Ever Season 1 Episode 3, Devi the Coyote Girl. If today is your first time on my channel, please don't forget to subscribe, comment and like this video. Never Have I Ever Episode 3 examines friendships, love, and the power of Riverdale. So without further ado, join me recap the hilarious and unexpected episode. Clearly, you can't know what to expect on Never Have I Ever. Last we saw a protagonist, Devi, who had failed her mission of getting the school's hottest boy Paxton. But could that plan get back on track because of a coyote? Devi has had the worst year of her life, as we learned in the pilot episode of Never Have I Ever, but instead of focusing on dealing with what she had faced, she'd rather spend her time trying to get Paxton's attention, and that's about to change after a chance encounter in her dad's garden. Mohan, Devi's dad, tried his hand at everything, including gardening. He put together a small tomato field and was very proud of the one decent tomato that it grew. The others all had bugs. This memory lives inside Devi, and the thought of working on the garden without her dad becomes too much. But that night, a coyote appears, right there in the garden. And it doesn't leave when Devi sends it away. On closer examination, and after watching the coyote play with Mohan's tennis ball, Devi comes to the conclusion that the coyote is her dad reincarnated. Devi's long-suffering therapist doesn't quite buy this story, but at least the coyote is getting Devi to talk about her dad, a subject she has been steadfastly ignoring even in the therapist's office. Perhaps, the next time Devi meets the coyote, she should try talking to it, since it's apparently her dad. That opportunity comes sooner than Devi expects. At a party where Devi wasn't really invited, she gets hopelessly drunk because she saw Paxton hanging out with another girl. When the coyote makes an appearance, Devi decides to speak to it. Except, this is not her dad reincarnated. It really is a coyote. It attacks poor Devi, and all the partygoers capture the moment for Instagram. Fortunately, Paxton rushes in to help, and Devi was taken to a hospital where she is patched up, and where she learns that Paxton only considers her a friend. Then Devi's mom grounds her till her kids graduate for drinking at a party. So, all in all, a pretty dreadful evening. But the coyote incident makes Devi quite famous in school. Coyote girl, people chant to her, and even Paxton seems to be keen on hanging out with her. Maybe the coyote incident wasn't all bad. Camilla is struggling to give up on her relationship with Steve, whom she left in the previous episode of Never Have I Ever. Steve was understandably taking their breakup very badly. They keep running into each other and talking about what they miss about being together. But Camilla can't be a failure in her family's eyes. She must marry the boy they have chosen for her. Steve was still understanding, though he doesn't believe this was Camilla's path. She has traveled to the other side of the world to pursue her dreams. How can she, of all people, give them up for her family's demands? These words haunt Camilla as Devi introduces her to a strange new world, Riverdale. This show, with characters from various backgrounds, who are all somehow very hot, notes Camilla, are striving for their dreams even if it means going against their parents. One particular scene with Betty Cooper emboldens Camilla to take a stand. 16 hours of Riverdale and a few crossover fanfiction pieces later, Camilla arrives at Steve's home with their favorite snacks. She wants to be with Steve, but she's going to pretend that her arranged marriage is somehow going ahead so her family doesn't get upset. Steve is ecstatic and Camilla finally has some control over her life. Fabiola has been questioning her orientation ever since she first laid eyes on Eve in Never Have I Ever Episode 2. When she and Eleanor end up in a group project with Ben Gross and Eve, things get more complicated. Unfortunately for Fabiola, coming out of the closet isn't exactly an option right now. Her mother has a very clear idea of what she wants from Fabiola: a girly girl who wears dresses, gets her nails done, and has a boyfriend. Fabiola was nothing like that. She wears slacks, wants clear nails, is a huge nerd, and was beginning to fall for a girl. But with such an overbearing mother, where was Fabiola to go? And Eve's interest in Fabiola only makes the situation worse. Eve invites her to a queer fundraising event and Fabiola bolts. Eve got hurt and the relationship sours before it can even begin. By the end of this episode of Never Have I Ever, Fabiola has managed to somewhat accept her orientation, but how is she going to win back Eve's trust? And more importantly, how will she come out to her mother? Never Have I Ever continues to be a joy to watch, with so many moments of excellent comedic writing that it's hard not to laugh out loud. There are so many elements of this show that are massively relatable to audiences of color. It's one of the strengths of this show that I hope we'll see throughout the season. I wasn't completely sold on the seesawing nature of Paxton and Devi's relationship, It came across as drama for the sake of drama instead of being rooted in the actual story. The Riverdale references tickled me, but I'm also glad to see the cross-cultural connection that teen dramas can evoke. It was an unexpected but hilarious inclusion in the show. I can't wait to see what other pop culture references the show will include in the future.